Everybody's settled in. One inning in the books, no score, and here is Pablo Sandoval facing Adam Wainwright. Ball one up and away. It'll be Sandoval, then Hunter Pence, then Brandon Belt against the Cardinal right-hander. Here's a 1-0. That drops a little up and away, and the count 2-0.
You see that little line right there in front of Wainwright? His landing path, but he draws a line. This helps him stay anchored and centered on his target. And he didn't do this. I didn't see this the last game in LA.
There's a strike. It's 2-1.
So those are the things you work on. You wonder, what do you work on in between games, in the bullpen, different things? He must have found something out mechanically and says, I'm drawing a line to make sure I stay on point.
Sandoval was ready to launch into that, and the count evens 2-2.
Yeah, there are times where even during a game he will change his position on the rubber. He said especially facing a hitter who has good numbers against him. Not a lot of pitchers like to move where they stand on the rubber. We'll talk about Bumgarner. He does, but Wainwright uses that as another weapon. Disrupt timing and create different angles.
The 2-2 is slashed just foul down the left field line.
About as close as you can get, huh?
Yeah, and it was in the air, the ball that he hit in game 2 of the division series against the Nationals that he squirted down the line, tie that game. And this one just foul down the line. The guy who's a .305 career hitter against right-handers.
And you can tell where Carpenter was playing. He doesn't hit many balls down that way.
Still way off the line with a 2-2 pitch, and it's hammered into right, back at the wall. It is caught by Grichuk, and now it's dropped. Sandoval has got to get into second. He's there as it came out of the glove when Grichuk hit the ground. He had it and lost it.
What a tremendous effort. I don't know, man. Did he have control of this and then came down, had it? I would have to replay this if I was the Cardinals. That's a catch. Then he hits the wall. Now, by rule, you have to come out and pull that ball out of the glove. But this may be something that they replay, and they might get it. Because once this ball's caught, hits the wall, hangs on to it, he's got it all the way until he hits the ground. It's starting to come out now. And by rule, you have to pull it out of the glove. Remember all the problems we had at the beginning of the year with the transfer rule and bringing the ball out and all that. But that's a tough one. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards the other way on that.
I don't know. I thought the ground couldn't cause a fumble. Oh, sorry about that.
Here is Pence with an opportunity. Here's a regular speed look at it.
Full speed, no doubt you think this is a drop. No doubt full speed. But when we replayed it, and that's what it's about, slowing it down, I thought it was a catch. Well, move on.
0-1 the count on Pence. A chance for the Giants to jump on top. Makes you think of the ball that Hunter Pence, the guy at the plate, caught up against the wall and right at AT&T Park in that clincher game 4. That's one of the best catches I've seen in a long time.
Beautiful catch in a difficult right field. Mike Matheny, without the challenge there, I got to believe he was 100% sure he would not win. Because otherwise, Joe, that is a huge swing in the game where I don't care if it's early, you make the challenge. But here's the catch by Pence. Look how far back he has to go. No regard for the wall. He somehow manages to hang on.
Brilliant.
Great catch. You know, the thing is, too, we got to explain the challenge rule. Each manager has one challenge up to the 6th inning.
Here's a 2-1 that skips in. Meanwhile, I'll read you the rule about a catch. It is not a catch if simultaneously or immediately following his contact with the ball he collides with a player or with a wall, or if he falls down and as a result of such collision or falling drops the ball, which is exactly what happened.
Absolutely. It's right in the rule book.
It's a good call by the right field umpire and a good no challenge by Mike Matheny. Now a 3-1. Pence comes up empty, a full count.
Now back to the rule real quick. Each manager has an opportunity. They have one challenge in their pocket. If you miss it with that challenge, you lose that challenge, you lose it for the game. You win it, you got one more awarded to you. So he would have lost his challenge and been done for the rest of the game.
Here comes a 3-2. Pence chops it foul. For those of you just joining us, we are in the second. The Royals now lead their series 2-0 as they took both games at Camden Yards as they won tonight 6-4. And look at Lorenzo Cain. Forget the offense for a second. What he's doing in the outfield has been brilliant.
Tearing it up.
Here's a 3-2 again. Pence takes a walk. So a double, a walk, and it's 2 on with nobody out for the Giants here in the second.
And that's what's so impressive is how they know all these little rules and things that may come up. You can't plan it. They have to be ready to react to everything. I think that's one of the unique and great qualities of the umpires, to know everything going on at a second.
So now with 2 on and nobody out, here's Belt. And he was ready to jump on that first pitch, strike 1. Brandon had 5 hits, but none bigger than the game-winning home run in the top of the 18th in Game 2 at Washington in the division series. His only home run, one of his 2 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. High and tight.
You know, the one thing I'd worried about with Wainwright right now is he has not got a ground ball. This is a situation he's trying to get a grounder. Every ball's been in the air so far tonight.
Wainwright breezed through the first, in trouble here in the second. The 1-1. After a walk to Hunter Pence, which followed the double in and out of the glove of Grichuk and Wright. He's behind on the count to Belt, 2-1.
That really changed the whole mindset for me anyway.
And who knows what it does here in this second inning and in Game 1 of this NLCS. It goes as a double, then a walk, and now a 2-1 to Belt. 2-2, and a good swing by the Giants first baseman.
I thought Brandon Belt was off to a season, Tom, where he was going to hit 30 home runs. He came out the year smoking, swinging the bat. Then he had the injury. He had about 9 home runs when he got hurt about mid-May. And with the broken thumb, it just really changed and disrupted his whole season.
That's into left center field. Might drop. It is in for a hit. The bases are loaded with nobody out here in the second. Well, now Brandon Crawford, who became the first shortstop in postseason history to hit a grand slam in the play-in game at Pittsburgh, has the bases loaded in front of him and nobody out. Ball 1, down and in from Adam Wainwright.
I'll go back to what I said with 2 hitters ago. Mike Matheny, you're looking for a way to get out of this if you're Wainwright, and that's a ground ball. Not one ball has been hit on the ground. That's what he's looking for. He'll give up that run at third if he can get a double play.
Crawford takes low, and the count 2-0. Brandon Crawford had a terrific month of September. Hit .365 and drove home 16. Hit .294 in the divisional series. Cardinals pitching coach Derek Lilliquist watching a 2-0. On the outside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, I think Brandon Crawford's one of the emerging young stars in the game. Tremendous range defensively, but he's starting to figure out how to hit. That's not a ball you want to swing at 2-0. Little things like that got him out before.
Here's a 2-1. 2-2 on a good pitch down and in.
Right here, if you're Adam Wainwright, you're thinking strikeout. You want to get a strikeout in this batter right here, and then maybe you get a ground ball to the next hitter and get out of it. But you're thinking punch out.
Great curveball right there. Great tilt boring in on Crawford. 2 strikes. He likes to bounce the curve.
One away. Well, he's got Travis Ishikawa standing in his way. Second tour with the Giants. Started the year with the Pirates. Bases loaded, 1 away. And a little flare into left. That ball might drop. It is down for a hit. One run scores. Pence is going to hold at third, and the Giants lead 1-0 on a single by Travis Ishikawa. So the frustration for Carpenter, the run for the Giants, and now it's Madison Bumgarner, who hit 2 grand slams this year. 2 of his 4 home runs were grand slams, helping him drive home 15 runs. This is the best hitting pitcher in the game now. At 258, throws left, bats right. 0-1 pitch. Nasty pitch from Wainwright, strike 2.
Well, he deserves to be pitched that way. That's not just a normal pitcher up there. 4 home runs this year, the 2 grand slams. 4 home runs, the most by a Giant pitcher in 77 years.
Checked his swing. Ball 1-1-2.
Some respect right there, Harold. Pitched him like he's a number 4 hitter.
You can't give in right now. That's the big thing. But when you're up 0-2, but hey, there's a lot to be respected. You guys have talked about the numbers. He swung the bat. He deserves that respect.
Here's a 1-2. Breaking ball, line drive, and safe as they try to double up Belt.
I'm thinking that Peralta thought about maybe dropping this ball. This is a bullet at you, and think about maybe drop it, get something out of it. But in this situation, you go ahead and get 1. Not going to be close a second.
It's great base running. You hear a lot of times on a line drive freeze. Actually, on a line drive, get back to the base. Start moving back. Sometimes freezing, you'll still be doubled up.
That's ball 1 upstairs. Blanco now 2 out of 23 this postseason. The runners, Pence, Belt, and Ishikawa, who has the RBI hit. Here's a 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was joking with Tim Flannery, the Giants' third base coach, about the somehow, some way getting runners in with this Giants team. Remember, they scored on a wild pitch against the Nationals in the clinching game. And he said, yeah, we're working on not just our RBIs, but our RTIs, runs thrown in. Take them any way they can get them.
You got to feel like it's like 7-0 if you're the Cardinals. It's only 1-0. Seems like they've scored so many more runs.
The only RBI on that flare hit to left by Ishikawa. It's up to Blanco, who fights it off, and now he's in the hole 1-2.
All the trouble. It looks like he's got good stuff.
Two and 2. Giants came into this game, Tom, 9 for 51 with runners in scoring position. They have a hit tonight from Ishikawa, but they're still looking for that gapper.
That 2-out dagger as well. And with Wainwright, Harold, I agree with you. The 2-strike curveball there, Blanco, the discipline to stay off. I've liked his fastball and cutters in on the Giants hitters. Got unlucky with Ishikawa. That's been a good pitch for him.
Missed 2011 with Tommy John surgery recovery. He's been a workhorse ever since. Is 2-2. A full count, and the runners will go.
I thought that was an interesting conversation with him and Yadi, because the game can get out of reach right now with Bumgarner pitching against you.
And he wanted to go in with that last pitch. Mislocation.
Blanco. Carpenter kicks it. 1 run scores. It's 2-0. Hard hit by Blanco. Carpenter to his left could not corral it, and the Giants add to their lead.
You don't see this very often, but off the bat of a left-hander, this ball's going to slice back on him instead of staying true to his left, and cuts back on him to his right. That's why he ends up missing this baseball. That's what happens when you get that ball sliced with the left-hander hitting towards the third baseman.
Who committed 16 during the regular season. And it's the first error by a Cardinal position player so far this postseason.
And it's a ball he'll tell you right now, I should have had it.
Now it's Panik. Bases loaded, 2 out. Ball 1 down and in. 8th man to bat in the inning is Joe Panik.
Inning started on the ball in right field, right?
The ball in and out of the glove of Randall Grichuk. As he hit the wall, lost it going to the ground. Sandoval hit it, went for a double. Here's a 1-0. Up the middle, Wainwright, the Gold Glove Award winner, makes the play. But in the inning, RBIs by Ishikawa, and the other scoring on an error. Grichuk, that's how the inning started. The Giants take advantage, and after an inning and a half in game 1 of this NLCS, lead it 2-0.